Welcome to the 100 Master Coaches series featuring master coaches from around the world. Let's journey together on this 100 Master Coaches series, with your host, Coach Mel, MCC.
So the conversation with my coach got me to look at what's really behind the procrastination, which linked to fear. There was a lot of fear driving me, and it was a fear of failure.
Okay.
And the failure had a particular chant. It would tell me over and over again, if you're going to fail, why even start?
Yeah.
And if everything from business to hobbies to things I want to do for myself, never did. So when I came out of coaching, it was almost like turning my eyeballs, like, washing it, putting it back in. Suddenly life looked different. But that's where coaching ends, right? It changes your perspective. You got to do something about it.
That's
so
right.
I did. And the whole impact of coaching kind of got me to think, this is what I want to do for other people. This works. Mel, it works.
Definitely
people,
works.
Yeah, you know that.
Look at you. No, look at you.
Okay.
Not just other people, but just look at you. It worked. And over the last 15 years, as you were saying, I'm sure you've got so many insights to share with us.
First one, Mel, is that coaching at its core is an act of unconditional love.
Wow.
We give it all with no strings attached, no judgment, no agenda. And that's often the only space we create for our clients where they are unconditionally loved, right? And it's interesting that Eric Schmidt, the former chairman and CEO of wrote a book on his coach, Bill Campbell, the $1 trillion coach. And one chapter in that book is called The Power of Love, like Celine Dion song.
The best service you can give somebody is to take a stance of not knowing. And that's something I learned over the years. And what I mean by that is, kind of letting go of your ego, allowing people to bring what they bring with their context, with their resources, with what they've got, and not trying to, enforce some solution that might work for me or for someone else.
The journey of coaching, whether you are being coached or are a coach, is it's a journey of both learning and change. We all have that capacity to change and to evolve. And people can change if we want to.
Tell us about that brave moment that actually helped you to make that jump.
So as that poem goes, those two roads, and then you're faced with which road do you take. So in 2008, when the global recession happened, in India, I was working for another training organization, and in India, training was the first thing that got cut, literally. And in June, I decided that enough is enough because they were not paying us salaries. And so I decided this is not working for me, and I just left. I transitioned out. And that time, that decision was very difficult because I was above 40 already, and I was in this crossroads, those two roads. One was the easy path, go with another corporate, become another L&D HR head. And the second was go on my own and jump in and see what happens. I said, if I don't do it now, if I don't take that jump now, I don't want to regret it for the rest of my life.
Your master wisdom for the budding coaches entering.
It's going to be a short one. It is not you going to your coaching journey. It is your coaching journey that will come to you. On condition that when it's there, well, your door is open.
Well, I talked about the importance of presence. But all coaches need to know how to align their three intelligences, you know, their head, their heart, and their gut. And I mean, when you're stuck in a coaching session, just to say, okay, so what is my heart telling me? Or what is my gut telling me? To really learn how to open those centers, because they're always talking to each other. We just don't listen. So how do you open them and how do you listen? It's such a critical part of your development.
Yes, the future of coaching. Okay, so I do actually see coaching becoming very ubiquitous.
Okay.
So by that I mean, like, everyone's going to have a coach.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very normal and natural for people, especially high achievers. And you know, like,